Hi guys, so I've been working on like my own video game for the past couple of months, maybe more. Actually, it's definitely more. And this is the major reason why I haven't really had much time to upload. So anyway, well, looks like the game name is already revealed, so we'll be entering in. So even though I've been working on this since 2023, I've only barely started posting it today. So yeah, the game is already mostly complete, so that means that from any episodes after this, it's um really just gonna be update episodes that go on top of this episode. Anyway, so let's get into the game. All right, loading, log in, and so yeah, it's like an online game, so it does have to log in. There we go. The shaders all fixed up. Let me make sure the sound is going through my headphones by fixing it on Windows settings. There we go. Now it's going through my headphones. Alright, so now you might notice that, oh, this is not reset in 1 hour, trust me. But now you might notice the music sounds very familiar, and that's because it's not my music, obviously. I won't take credit. It's, music from Kevin MacLeod, so that, so there's his credit. I'll go change. I have 3 skins so far in the game, which is this one, which is the default. I have this one, which is just a placeholder for now, and there's a bug right here. And then this one, which is my profile picture that apparently I need to fix according to my original playtesters. Anyway, I'm gonna select that skin because I like that skin. Alright, and reduce this audio more. There we go. Alright, so actually the interesting part is getting into the game. I don't know what happened there. We have a news panel, which is actually live. Like, some of this was just made by my siblings, and like, so this comes from Wikipedia, I believe. I really don't know. But anyway, and then this is like an alternative logo that I was thinking about, but I don't really like it, so just don't take it because, yeah, because it looks too similar. Anyway, but yeah, that was an alternative logo I had. Alright, let's actually get into the gameplay. So, we search for a room. The room takes 15 seconds to start. And so because it's only one player in the room, we only will have one round. But you can have up to 4, I believe. You can have up to until the game reaches around 8 players. That's the desired amount for final. All right, so this is actually the level I've been working on here. So, oh, there's an error for some new level on the bottom. Anyway, so this is the most recent that I've made that is finished. This one's called Cloud Course. It's just a basic race map. Probably like a default, almost like a Stumble Guys spin go round if you must. There's supposed to be arrows. When I upgraded to URP, their arrows just disappeared and I have to get them back. Anyway. Let's click qualify over here. Alright, so there we go. So yeah, there are actually multiple levels. It's not only this level. So there's 2 other levels that are finished, like 2 official ones that would come out in the full game. There's a there's a what? There's a third test level. That's literally only for testing, so that doesn't really do much. It wouldn't be in the official game as it's very cluttered and there's a lot of objects everywhere. Alright, so here's actually an elimination level. So we have my character here. It's really just jump club from Fall Guys, so it's not really very exciting. Alright, jump over that. The only difference is that instead of like the circle, we have wooden planks that you can use to get between the floors. Yep. That was a spam risk call. I hate those. Sometimes I wish I could block them. But anyway, back to minigamers. So, ooh, that was close. I think if you want to win at this mode, you want to get to anywhere that there's two wooden planks. These are wooden planks, or at least supposed. Oh no. Oh, that happened. But anyway, yeah, that's what happens. And then some bugs I need to fix is the leave button does not work on any of the winning screens, which is a really interesting and weird bug. I don't understand. Anyway, so let's see if we can get the third level here, then I won't have to go fix the round pool, because I actually can vault and unvault levels through the game. Preferably, you probably want this to be on the cloud, but it works for me just to have it in the game. As most of the time, the reason a level is vaulted is because a bug is found, so it can easily get vaulted from the game. Also, the first time you play, subsequent turns will be a lot faster to load in. It will be less laggy because the game is already in memory of the computer. I know it sounds like a lot of nerdy jargon, but anyway. But yeah, we're gonna have to alter the round pool in order to get the other two levels that I also made as well. You can actually dive really far in this game, and that's something I wanted to nerf. I don't really know how much to nerf it by, because if I nerf it too much, then it will feel like the dive is not strong. Like probably about half the length, you have to dive 2 times to get over. But then if it's nerfed too much, it like becomes really annoying. There's also this section, which I recommend don't get stuck in. I don't know what happened there. I thought I phased through the bar. The bar, I guess, is going so fast that, you know, in some scenarios. Okay, that was just me. Alright, we've already seen the elimination screen, so I'll just click leave. Alright, let's alter the round pool so that way we're able to play different levels. So let's see, it's in my resources folder, or for some reason they have made me make another folder called resources moved. It's underneath the quantum folder. There we go. So we click on this one, and so here's the vault down here. So we have the part of the each level, and then here's the vault. So we're gonna vault this level. So basically, just type in the name of the level you want to be vaulted. Alright, let's try it again. As you probably saw there, when I was going through my projects director, or I mean, I'm not sure I'm gonna cut it out, but yeah, I actually use a program that helps with multiplayer called Photon Quantum. Very interestingly used. Many people do not use Photon Quantum, and it's for the reasons that it's actually very complicated sometimes. You know. But anyway, here's the test level. That's the other level I want to get. It's a super disorganized mess. It's only for testing objects. I have obstacles that might release in the future. It's kind of like how my old test level used to work. So back before I switched to quantum, I used another test level. It wasn't really a test level. It was supposed to be an actual level in the game, like the first one, and I just started putting objects in it. The level was originally named Bridges, so it doesn't really have bridges in it, so I didn't really know what to name it, so I just kind of called it Bridges because it was a drawbridge in the original design. I never added that drawbridge. Anyway, so those are the lasers. I actually find the lasers really cool. And the shader is definitely my favorite shader. I love that shader. And the particles, they go so well with the lasers. I had an original texture, and it made the lasers look garbage. I think the blue one probably is like my favorite. Maybe even the green. The red feels excessively defined, but the other ones look great. Like, look at that. Yeah, I love making the laser material. Like, I wanted to make it because I just like looking at the beams. These are all shaders, and they're so meaning that they're not just like static textures. They're actually like real shaders that you can so they actually don't look like shadows are being cast onto them. Speaking of shadows, a lot of objects not a lot of objects, but things like the ground. So as you can notice, nothing is casting onto the water, and that's because I don't really want things casting onto the water. In real life, water's more reflective, so I don't really think it casts the biggest shadows. It can probably get darker, but not really cast shadows. So a lot of stuff is not casting a shadow onto the water, and a lot of the floors, all the flooring, doesn't even have shadows because it wastes GPU. As something that its shadow isn't gonna be shown, why even bother calculating it, you know? Anyway, so we have moving obstacles here, like this one that punches you. Let's wait for the next rotation. The only thing is there is a timer on this level, which is of, I think, like, it's a bit more than, okay, here it is. Alright, anyway, we have a fan, as we saw from Cloud Course. Alright, this is kind of bugged, apparently, but these are the trampolines. Let's just get back to the original platform. And I will have to load back into the level again. Hopefully I will load in. Because there's one other obstacle I want to show. And that's the seesaws. And I don't think we're going to have enough time to show them. So hopefully, so 3, 2, 1. So yeah, basically, yeah, we didn't really have much time to showcase it. But the seesaw, it works like a normal seesaw would. You just go on one side, it tilts, the other side it tilts, that way. And, in my game, if you dive, okay, I'm gonna switch my character now, I'll use the default. If you use your dive, your, like, dash, whatever you want to call it, thrust, I don't know, it's called a dive internally, but, and I call it a dive, but some other people might call it something else. But anyway, if you use your dive, it actually increases your weight of the character. So there's something that, so when you're on the ground, in my game, when I was originally developing it, oh, we got the test map again. I can show you the seesaws more clearly. Actually, so you just saw the bombs over here, the bomb objects, the TNT things. They're just bombs, honestly. They are added because I love the ones from Stumble Guys, and that's the reason these ones are here. They literally are supposed to resemble them in some way. It's just a square PNG that's supposed to represent some kind of robot with the cross. You know, it's kind of like the skull and crossbones, but it's robot-ified, I guess. See, instead of skull and crossbones, it's like a robot head and parts. So it doesn't even look like a skull. They don't look like crossbones. Anyway, let's get exploded to the finish. Does not work. We saw the lasers, we saw the wrecking balls, and the wrecking hammer. So we have the swinging hammer, or the wrecking hammer, and then the wrecking ball. Or this pendulum. They're both pendulums. But that one's more of a pendulum, because it's at least a sphere, while the other one is a wrecking hammer. Alright, anyway. We didn't really see the disc, except in, Cloud Course. So the disc is the last part that we need to see. Not last part, oopsies. Anyway, so here's the disc. There's an issue right now. My turnstile is actually really high up. So the turnstile is right here because I actually changed the disc, like, model so it's more thin. Because originally it was really thick and didn't look very polished. But now the disc looks like this. By the way, a lot of my textures are actually made in Scratch, if you didn't know. Another majority is made in Paint.net. So I actually use multiple painting software. Scratch is usually used for when I want to paint something that needs more customization, or but Paint.net is used for some stuff. I use a mixture of both. Whatever I feel like works for the job, because it's not necessary. But anytime I want to do vector art, I use Scratch because Scratch is free. I could do vector art with oh, there's also a punch mechanic. There's the punch. I can also do vector art with something like OpenTunes, which is cool. I'm sure there's actual programs for that. I was getting into OpenTunes earlier, and I actually made a test animation in it. Very cool. Anyway, so we saw everything over there in the test level. It's almost like a Stampy Lovely World Tour. We have to see what did we see and what have we not seen. I think the last part there is actually the seesaws. So again, when you dive onto them, you make the seesaws more heavy. If you just stand on them, they just tilt normally, like that. Anyway, so yeah, they work basically like average seesaws. I don't think we're able to qualify due to the time. Yeah. There is a couple issues, like with the dive. So I did click it there, but it is a bit delayed. So I do need to find out why that happens. But anyway. Yeah, so there's the limit board, that's what I call it. Some people just call it the elimination screen. I heard a limit board from Fall Guys, and that's the reason why I name it that. Anyway, here's the pass, for now. So, yeah, that's basically what this is. It's just a pass. We have things like mini bucks, which is my game's currency. I actually have a lot of them because I play this, I test my game a lot, and you get mini bucks for free for playing. I don't think that's how it's gonna be in the real game. I know it's sad, it's gonna become pay to win. It's not gonna really be pay to win. It's just that you're not able to get them from just simply playing. Don't worry, copper coins will still be earnable through playing, and they'll be usable for skins, like specific like lower rarity skins, some other cosmetics like accessories, and yeah. And then another currency I want to add in the future, but this isn't like the actual future. I want to add something called microchips. So right now we have one ability. So if we look at the skins, the one ability we have is the punch. I have not made a UI for it. But yeah, so the one ability we have is the punch. And so because of that, you don't really need microchips now. But when microchips are gonna get added, I don't really consider how there's the boundary. Okay, this sounds like a random tangent. Anyway, when the microchips are added, there will be more abilities, and microchips will buy those abilities. So buy them with microchips. Anyway, so then the microchips would buy abilities, and then you can use copper coins to upgrade them. So that's what you would use these things for, along with some other currency. I don't know. It's not finalized. Don't think any of this information is final. But anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.